The drifter stumbled upon a strange-looking rock. He wiped away the dust with his hand. Its smooth texture made it feel like gold. He quickly looked toward the man in the distance. The homeless man hesitated for a moment but ultimately decided to share what he had found. The man walked over, took a look, and he too thought it looked like gold. Gold is an extremely stable metal. It doesn't oxidize even when burned, so the man pulled out a lighter and began testing it with fire. The stone didn't change at all under the flame. They exchanged stunned looks. Then, without a word, they grabbed tools and started digging. The more they dug, the bigger the gold seemed to get. Even after digging for a long time, they still couldn't reach the bottom. The man suggested they try lifting it out first, but even with all their strength, they couldn't move it an inch. So they found a rope, thinking they could use the car to pull it out. But the rope snapped instantly. Frustrated, the man jumped out of the car in anger. With no better option, they had to keep digging. No one knew how much time passed. The sun was already beginning to set. Still, there was no end to the gold in sight. The more experienced man told the drifter to gather firewood before it got dark. At night, they built a fire so the desert wolves would stay away. As night fell and the fire crackled, the two men shouted with excitement. They couldn't believe it. A massive gold deposit hidden in the middle of nowhere. If they could get their hands on it, they'd be rich. But now, the only question was how to transport it. They came up with a plan. One of them would drive off to find an excavator. The other would stay to guard the site. The next morning, the man left the drifter with as much food as possible and handed him the only satellite phone. Then he drove off to look for the machine. Under the scorching desert sun, the drifter sat in his shabby little tent, staring at the gold. To him, all the waiting was worth it. The next day, he received a call from the man, who said it would still take a few more days. Suddenly, a vehicle appeared in the distance. Right then, he had a chance. If he took some gold and flagged down the car, he could escape rich, but he didn't. He hid behind the tent, careful not to be seen. Soon after the car disappeared, a violent sandstorm rolled in. The drifter's tent was torn apart, and he collapsed in the swirling dust. When he woke up again, he found a branch had pierced through his abdomen. The area around him was wrecked. Weak from hunger, he summoned all his strength to crawl back toward the gold. Suddenly, wild dogs appeared, charging in his direction, but he was too weak to fight them off. All he could do was scream. Not far away, someone was watching the whole thing through a pair of binoculars. It was only then that the drifter realized the truth, but by then, it was far too late. The poor man had been betrayed. He lost his life for the gold. As the sky darkened again, the man returned in his car, towing an excavator behind him. Now the gold was his alone.